What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? I see it's a bit gloomy today, but God makes all things new. I'm over here looking for some light, for a different view to get some light, but I can't find any. But it's all good. Let me read y'all something today. Let's start this off. Words of assurance. Oh God, you keep your word and do everything you say. When someone stumbles or falls, you give them a helping hand. Psalms 145, 13b-14. Reflect on all images of God and God's love you can find in these passages, such as mighty fortress, a treasure, in parentheses, as well as words that describe God, such as faithful, loving, in parentheses. How do these images and descriptions make you feel towards God? Do you feel God is helping you now? How and in what ways? At what times do you feel most separated from God? Can you claim God's promise that nothing can separate you from his love? God makes all things new. Just something to think about. This is the book I'm starting to read, or I'm going to begin to read, The Struggle and Triumph of the Believer. Because it's real. Because it's real, I'll tell you that. Let me find out what it says on January 9th. One third. God comes to those who lend money generously and conduct their business fairly. Psalms 112:5. For most people, the work week is 40 hours long. 1/3 of each day, Monday through Friday, is spent working. Since this takes up such a large percentage of our existence, how we conduct ourselves at work is important. Is our moral life at home in contrast to our moral life at work? Let me read that again. Is our moral life at home in contrast to our moral life at work? Fairness and generosity are touchy subjects in today's culture. Most people feel they deserve more from the world than they do. Most people feel they deserve more from the world than they are getting. Everybody would agree that the world is unfair in many ways. Godly satisfaction does not come from receiving but giving. Godly satisfaction does not come from receiving but giving. Godly satisfaction does not come from receiving but giving. Today's psalm says, good comes to those who lend money generously. If we find ourselves wanting what we think we deserve, we should instead search for generosity to give others what they need. Good comes to those who lend money generously. If we find ourselves wanting what we think we deserve, we should instead search for the generosity to give others what they need. If we find ourselves wanting what we think we deserve, we should instead search for the generosity to give others what they need. Then we will have the greatest satisfaction. God, give me God, give me a generous heart today. Teach me to conduct my business fairly and to show your light through my actions. God wants us to be selfless. So this piggybacks into my word of the day that I was going to say after I read that. This phone might die, so who knows how much will be taken from this video. We got to throw in the red flag. I'm sorry. We have to throw in the white flag. We have to throw in the white flag. I don't want no more smoke. I'm not a violent man. This is a time in our generation where we have to not want to fight the opposing side. We have to come together. Woman, man, white, black, it all has to come together. But we have to be honest about why we want it to come together. Because we're poisoned and we're sick and we need healing. And we only can heal together. For my melanated men out there, I love you. You can do more. For my melanated women out there, I love you. You can do less. For my non-melanated people, I love you too. But this conversation is very internal because we are sickly as well. And we need healing. If anything, we need the most healing. So, for my melanated people out there, we can do this, but it's going to cost us our pride. And we have to be selfless for the future. If we don't change now and bond in ways that the enemy doesn't think we can, what will the generation next do? We've already learned from our parents and their parents. It's not the move. They withheld information that would have helped us change our narrative now. They prevented us from growing in our hearts, in our spirits, in our souls, in our mind. You don't know how many people nowadays is damn near retarded. They're so kept back from their natural, internal intellect, their heart intellect, their soul intellect, from their potential. Because the elder ones did not put them on game, did not tell them the truth. When you withhold the truth, you withhold everything. We have to do better. We have to do better. So I say this because I truly want to be selfless. If God wants me to marry and pursue a future and have children and do his will, then I will with my own kind. Not just for me, because I understand the bigger picture. But if he doesn't want me to do that, I've come to accept that reality as well. And maybe that's for my own kind in a weird way, because God, he speaks to us and tells our story and allows us to see the true reality in ways that are comical to him. So he might, who knows, he might have me marry someone else and then be like, you see, now continue your story. Because we have to adapt with him, not the other way around. And if he does it my way, that's just a bigger blessing to me, but it's more work because we have more work to do collectively as a people to get right. So either way, I'm still grateful because I know that his way is the right way all the time. But if I had it my way, we'd be a better people today. So we wouldn't have to try so hard tomorrow. For my people that really want to change, ask yourself. If you're a man that doesn't really want to do right by women and provide and do all the things that they talk about in the wrong way, but in the right, with the right, I don't want to say the intent, but the tone is wrong, but the message is right. For the men out there that feel that women are nitpicking and saying we're not providing your own way. If you don't agree with their ways, detach yourself from them completely and then boss up alone and wait until God gives you a woman. For my women out there that don't want to submit to men, get out the way. That's all I'm going to say. People, get out the way for those that want to try. Get out the way. If you say you don't like men, get out the way for those that do. If you say you don't like women and you don't like their antics, get out the way for those that want to put in the work. So then the sea can be spread open like it once was before, and those that are ready to walk through can. What's happening is that everyone still wants the prize, but only a fraction want to do the work. So now the traffic on the highway is busy. You get what I'm saying? They're blocking those that truly want to walk the walk because of their ego and their desire to not want to be left out. You see how selfish people are? God wants us to be selfless, not selfish, selfless. We're not selfish. We can't swim. Selfless, because we are less than God. Now, do your part and let's change the world.